Today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. How are you, our Freestyle Friday experts here in the studio?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Listen, everybody, we are super excited to be here today because it's going to be all about moms. And we want to salute you and honor you and let you know that you are special to every person, to the world. You may, be a mom, but to your children, you are the world. You really are super important. So I'm super excited to be able to be here today to just recognize each and every one of you that are a part of motherhood. And even if you haven't physically given birth to a child, you are a mother figure to somebody's child. Somebody's looking up to you, admiring you, honoring you, and celebrating the fact that you've been placed in a child's life. So thank God for you as well. And many people we know, sometimes we've had situations where we've been pregnant and the birth didn't formally come to pass. Guess what? You're a mother. And anytime you've ever conceived a child, regardless of what the outcome was, you still are a mom. So I just want to celebrate you today and let you know that we appreciate you. We love you. And I don't know if people I think use that word just loosely, but I genuinely do love all of God's people.
Amen.
Am I the only one?
No.
Does anybody else love God's people like that? Anybody?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you just say it just to be saying, I love you like that? Or is it more like I love God's people and I don't want anything but good for everybody that is a child of God, which is all of us.
Absolutely concur.
Perfectly says this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Amen.
All right. Okay. Well, we got that sealed with Rita Gonto over there. She said, amen. All right. So as you grab your virtual seats, everyone, let us know where you're visiting in from. And then also, if you have any desire to come on screen and share a quick shout out or even hold a photo of your mom and want to put that up here, please feel free to use this link that I just put in the comment section, and it'll bring you into today's broadcast. Oh, we're going to get started and get this whole episode kicked off honoring our moms. I think with you being our sunshine expert over there, Athena, it would be good to hear how bright life can be for motherhood. Let's hear from you, our Freestyle Friday sunshine expert, Athena Robertson.
Oh, good morning to everybody. Moms, celebrating moms. Oh, when my sister Kim, first always giving an honor to God. I don't take this platform lightly, or, also in honor of my sister Kim and my sister Natasha and my sister Rita to be on this platform with everybody. Y'all have to work with me. I'm having some technical difficulties with the laptop, so I had to do my phone to make sure I did not want to miss this moment. But it's so much I can say about moms. I had like a whole project, y'all, going on the other day about moms. And what can I say about moms besides that we're loving, nurturing, we're kind, we're amazing. We are always growing and developing. I wrote a piece down that if we were a puzzle, it's a puzzle that can't be solved when it comes to moms. Why? Because we're always changing. We're always growing. Everything that we go through we gain a different puzzle piece, and we are the true gem of a community. We are the pillars in a community. So motherhood goes beyond. To me, motherhood is a safe place. Even through the good, the bad, the indifferent, it still is a safe place. It still is an outlet, not only for our children, my beautiful children that God has blessed me with, my two handsome boys, also for my mother, we are value jewels and gems. And so what kept coming in my spirit all week was distractions. I said
Distractions. Somebody type that.
distractions,
Distractions.
distractions. And we get distracted, but let's remember that distractions are temporary. They don't
Mhm.
last long. Distractions, it could be a quick decision. Sometimes it has to be a quick decision. Sometimes you have to stop, take a pause and think about it. Or distractions, it come at the most convenient time. Let's say if you want some peace and quiet, but the telephone ring or somebody knocking at the door, and you have to like readjust yourself within a split of a moment. So moms, we can change colors at any time. We can change our smiles, our sad, our attitudes, our walk and our talk. In that moment, we're adjusting to what's going on around us, whether that be a phone call, an emergency. Sometimes we get bad news. Sometimes we get the most exciting news, and
Right.
in that moment, as a mother, it's like, oh, I got something good to share with everybody, or it might be time to pray. Yeah, I might not wanted to hear what has come my way, so I might have to go into my prayer closet. So I say for moms, when these distractions come, they can be a stumbling block if we allow it, or they could be a stepping stone
That's
if we
good.
allow it. We have in the moment we can learn to make a quick decision if that is gonna brighten up our day or take our mood down. We can make a if we have to make a hasty decision in that moment, we have that moment as a choice to say, how will this affect my answer? Is it going to affect it in a positive way or a negative way? Um, to represent moms and to honor moms, of course, the Bible is filled with so many great scriptures. But John 16:21 through 23 shares an amazing, I think, a profound quote of mothers. So does Proverbs 31. 28, how our children blesses the mother, blesses her going in, her coming out. And also Psalms 131 verse 2 is also another scripture that was on my heart when I was talking and going over this topic all week when Kim told me about moms.
What was
And
that one
so
again? Psalm what?
Psalms 131 verse 2
Okay.
and Proverbs 31:28 and excuse me, John 16:21 through 23. If anybody want to reference and go
John,
back,
what was that one again too? John.
John 16:21 through 23.
Okay. Yeah, I want to make sure I go back and read them later too.
Yes,
But you
ma'am.
say
Yes, ma'am.
Proverbs 31,
And
28,
28. Uh-huh.
and then Psalms 131 and 2. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
yes, yes. And so,
I take notes too, y'all.
no,
So
you
I
are
don't wanna
fine.
just tell you all to do something when they're getting ready to share their expertise. I'm actually taking some notes myself. So if you see me like looking over to the side, I'm taking notes on what's happening too. Because we can all
So,
learn something from each other. Go
yes,
ahead.
we are all learning. And so I want to leave the mothers with this weekend. Yes, we celebrate Mother's Day on Sunday, May the 14th, but truly every day is a Mother's Day. Mothers are kind, we are special, we are go-getters. Moms are supportive. Moms are great guides. Moms can be a great teacher and a great comforter. Moms are leaders, friends, daughters, wives, aunts, godmoms, and bonus mom. Hot. If we was a puzzle, is what I told you all before just a few minutes ago, that we could never be solved because we are forever growing, evolving, developing, and constantly changing. It's always something we learn new about being a mom, whether it's through our looks, through our traits, through our character. What is a mom? A mom is a tender, loving soul that loves you unconditionally. Though she might not have all the answers,
That's right.
she's willing to go the extra mile to cover you, to protect you, to provide, and to supply, most of all, to love you.
Yes.
So from your sunshine expert on this Freestyle Friday, mothers, celebrate you queens. I celebrate me. I honor my mom. She is my baby. She's my heart. I'm truly grateful for her. That is my beautiful mom. We had a chance to celebrate each other on May the 6th. We went to a Mother's Day brunch. that my sister Kia Canada had hosted, and had a fabulous time. And I'm also a mom of two beautiful, handsome boys. My oldest is 19. My youngest will be 16. Coming up next week. Glory to God. And I'm always forever grateful. I've mentioned it before. I had the pleasure of being a bonus mom for 15 years and counting. So to five beautiful children.
Wonderful.
With that I share with my ex-husband, and so it's always a blessing. I'm always on the mom platform, so I say to you mothers, keep thriving, keep striving, keep being the best you. Mothers don't come with no instruction booklet, just like babies don't. So it's every day we're learning something new, we're changing, we're evolving and developing. And so as much as I try to pour into my children, I've even had the blessing of pouring into children in some communities. I just think we have to be the best us and show up whenever we can. It's not always going to be with a smile. We're going to have some crying, some pains that you're going to
Yeah.
have to grit it up. We strap up our boots, lady, and we keep it moving. But most of all, we do it best at heart from love. And so thank you guys. And happy Mother's Day to all of you.
Wow, I was actually searching for some of the pictures that I saw throughout your page, and I don't know if I'm putting the right thing up. So tell me if by chance I know this is one of your children for
That
sure.
is my
Okay.
oldest, Elijah. Yes.
Okay. So that's a cute
Yes.
picture there. And then I don't know, I see a whole group of folk. Is
So
these
these are my babies. So that's I
oh
have
that's
Elijah
good.
and Clarence, and my bonus babies, Breasia, Raekwon, and Deshae and Donald. Miss
Aw.
Destiny is missing from the picture, but yeah. So yeah, them are my added jewels to my mother kingdom.
Well, I'm glad I found those. So
Thank
yay.
you. Thank you.
'Cause I know you're over there working and all, so you might not have
You
a
know,
chance to see the photos.
thank
So I
you.
said, let me
Thank you,
just
sis.
represent
You
our
did a
sunshine
you did a
expert.
great job. Thank you so much.
All right. Listen, I want to make sure that people know how they can stay connected with you. Athena, I know you offer some services. Tell people how they can do that.
Oh, you guys can stay connected with me. I'm on Facebook as Athena Robertson. I'm on LinkedIn as Athena Robertson. On IG as Red Honey 7. That's REDHONII, the number 7. I'm also the owner of Express Notary Public LLC here in the Charlotte Mecklenburg area. So if you need a mobile notary, you can reach me at 980-200-5740. My newest baby, and newest vision that I am super, super grateful for, and it's growing and growing each day, is I am the founder of Joyful Hearts Transitional Housing
Cool.
here in the Queen City, mending the broken hearts of family. So just building a family one day at a time.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for gracing us today with your presence, and very
Thank
honored to
you.
have you here in honor of mothers that we are celebrating. Let's see any
Yeah.
people that have comments. Let me just see some comments that's out here. Mackenzie, if you could pop those up for me from backstage, I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's see. And Natasha, if you would be so kind to read the comments for me, because I'm downloading some more of these Mother's Day pictures, I would appreciate that. Okay. We're going to use some teamwork on today's show. Y'all are
Oh
co-hosts.
man.
Sure thing.
All right. So, any comments that we have, pop them on the screen for me right quick. Mackenzie, pop them on. No, she didn't pop them on yet. Let me just go and see
So
myself.
Vanita says, "Good morning, beautiful ladies. Happy Friday."
Happy
Okay.
Friday.
Good morning and happy Friday to you. And glad you're here today.
Tam says, "Hello from PH."
All
All right.
right. Hello.
Hey Tam, okay, we're glad to have
Okay.
you. And
Yeah.
listen, all of you, go ahead and share the broadcast and invite people into the virtual studio audience. We're talking today with some moms, and also talking about moms and how we're celebrating and saluting you today. So love for you to continue to be a part of today's discussion. What we're going to do is take a quick commercial break, and when we come right back after hearing from attorney Hunter Everidge, let me put their information up. They're one of our episode sponsors. They're located in the Alabama area. So if you're looking to have disability or wrongful death of a loved one or some type of workers' compensation assistance with an attorney's office, reach out to them. They're also in the Carolinas area and the Richmond, Virginia area. So you can reach them at 704-251-2945. And we're going to hear from our episode sponsor now. We'll be right back. I think there's a delay or something on with what's happening. So I will have to probably do this today myself because it's not flowing smoothly. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now. We'll be right
I'm
back.
attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers. I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers. I'm attorney Charles Everidge.
So I don't know what's happening, but we know one thing, that mama don't play that. So we're going to just stop the commercial and we're going to go on with the rest of the show. It's funny. Okay, you know what? Things happen anytime you're doing any type of programming like this. As flawless as we normally can make it be, even when you're watching CNN or some of these major networks, still there's glitching and face freezing and stuff. So you just carry on and keep it moving anyway. So today we're talking about mothers and ways that you can have a beautiful Mother's Day, but not just a beautiful Mother's Day, a beautiful mother's life. How about that? And that's what we want. So let's talk about, since this glitching has happened, I think, Rita, let's talk about some self-care tips for a moment, because we need to whoosh, at least I do.
Yeah, so I'll just take a big breath in. When you exhale, let the tension in your shoulders run out of your arms. Another big breath in. Whew. Okay.
That feels so good. Even before you share the tips, I wonder, why is it that there's such a noticeable change? And you can answer this probably. Why is there such a noticeable change when we do that one little exercise? I feel like a different person when you do that every time.
Because really we sort of operate, and I have an echo. Why do I have an echo? Let's see. Let me turn this down. So a lot of times we're just working in sort of the fight or flight mode and the stress mode, and we're on alert. And so when that happens, there's a lot of things that occur in our body. One of them is, our muscles tense up, so we don't realize all of a sudden our shoulders are by our ears. Because really what's happening is our brain is kind of interpreting the situation that we're in danger and we're going to have to protect ourselves. So we're either going to fight or we're going to run. And so our heart rate goes up and our blood pressure goes up and all these things are happening. So when you actually take 30 seconds, all it takes is 30 seconds. And there's research that proves that if you just pause, take a few deep breaths, you actually switch your operating system from fight or flight to resting and digesting. So the medical terms are from your sympathetic nervous system to your parasympathetic nervous system. And you can only be operating in one system or the other. You can't be in both. So if you're feeling kind of, like I've had a crazy morning and, we're all rushing, we're all, moms, things are going on. If you just it's called the power of the pause. Just stop and take a few deep breaths, maybe add some toe wiggles in there to give your brain something else to focus on. And, your body systems, can get back to normal. So that's why we're just not, it's about increasing that awareness. So oftentimes we are not aware that, we're like this, right? We're ready. We're, on alert. So
that's so good. Oh. Remove that one out. Yeah. That's good teaching is what that is. Solid teaching.
and I'm a science nerd. So, I really am self-proclaimed science nerd. So I like to be able to connect the dots. I don't want to just say, well, it's because, right? It's like, well, it's because, yeah. And so giving it more credibility and like, oh, that's why that happens.
That makes so much more sense. So so it's taking us out of that fight or flight mode and putting us in just a state of almost like forced relaxation is it's like, no, we're going to be conscious and intentional about taking the proper breath and making sure that we focus on a better outcome for our lives is what I'm feeling when I experience what you share.
Like even, Athena said, when we have an obstacle and something is in our way, and if we feel it's negative, then, our body's going to be on high alert again. But if we can take a look at it and go, okay, this is a little bit of an issue, but let's take a deep breath, like the commercial running 3 times. It's like, but in the, really, is it that big of a deal? No. So let's take a deep breath and let our brains know we're safe, and let's just move on in a calmer fashion. And what's interesting is when you are in this stress mode, your blood flow in your brain changes. So literally it moves from the prefrontal cortex, which is the smarter part, makes the good decisions. And it diverts the blood flow from here to a more primitive part of the brain, because it's a survival instinct is run or, fight or flight.
Right. So
you literally are not thinking straight when you're really angry and you're really stressed. So we say dumb things, like who said something, you say something and then it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe
that's not what I meant to say. I was in fight or flight mode. Can you disregard that? Scratch that from the record, right? Yeah. Good
so
point.
If you can become aware of, I'm getting a little, tense, I'm getting a little angry, I'm getting a little stressed, and just step back and take a few deep breaths, then the outcome will be much brighter, right, Athena? Much brighter for my and less apologies.
That's good. Good. Okay. So what tips do you have for mothers today for self-care, even though you've already shared some very significant ones, if you have others that you'd like to share as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lot. But first of all, I'd like to say that I've had several professions, as you know, Kim.
Right.
And the reason why I'm now doing self-care workshops, and businesses, companies, and corporations, groups hire me to teach their teams how to go from feeling crappy to happy with simple self-care.
They want you to feel happy. So
right, yeah.
Okay,
I'm showing them how to go from crappy to happy.
Right.
And, I lost my mom in August of 2010 to a massive heart attack, and life was really stressful, and my mom was anxious, and I really believe that stress was what did her in. And so, I'm here, in honor of her, and trying to teach others that, let's take those little breaks, and hopefully we won't pass away at the age of 75 or 60, or that will be around for our children and grandchildren. So that's
no sooner than we have to is the point. You know what I'm saying? Because we all are going to ultimately transition, but we don't want to leave here any sooner than we really need to leave here.
Exactly. And then, me being a mom, I went through 4 miscarriages, and we went 3 years in the adoption system. And so, God wasn't really, he had other plans, right? So we ended up adopting 2 beautiful toddlers back in 2009. And so I went through a mental health crisis because I was so stressed out having 2 little girls all of a sudden in the house. And so that's really, they've shaped me as a mom.
Yeah.
And, I had to learn how to deal with my anxiety and my depression and suicidal thoughts and being overwhelmed and all that. So, they really...
I don't want you to go too fast past that, because what you're saying is, I know we have like limited time and everything, but you're saying so many profound things that are worth us going through for a moment. You said you attempted to go back and just break it down into bite-sized pieces, the steps that you just talked about that you went through to get to where you are right now.
Okay. So in the past, I've easily overwhelmed with stress. I did not deal well with stress. I did self-care, but not the simple self-care that I've sort of come out of this. And so I was overwhelmed, I was depressed, I was anxious. I was so exhausted that I would have suicidal thoughts. And I would ask myself, wouldn't it be easier if I just wasn't here, because I was so exhausted and so overwhelmed.
Okay.
And, I have these two beautiful daughters. I have a supportive husband. I have a great life. And so looking at like, why do I feel so hopeless that I'm questioning whether or not I should be here or not?
Right.
So, and it's me being able to talk about it and being authentic about it, that, you're not alone. Like there's so many of us that, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed that I'm feeling this way. Well, no, our stories are different, right?
Right. But it doesn't matter what we look like on the outside, and how prolific life, however amazing life may look from somebody's outside perspective. We still have our own battles that we deal with inside.
But so many of us, we feel the same things. Our bodies react the same way to stress, even though our stressors are different. And it's recognizing that you're not alone. And that's sort of this is my purpose to serve, doing these workshops, and, it's okay. Like, it's okay to not be okay. You can talk to somebody. I'm a storyteller with Mental Health America, and now they've just opened, free counseling. So that's huge. You can get, if you're, underserved or don't have enough insurance, underinsured, you can get up to 6 sessions with the counselor. Like, this is huge. So, and I like that you put up the, it's a 988 now. If you know someone who's having a mental health crisis, it's not 911 anymore. You can do 988 and get the mental health, trained professionals. So.
And I like to mention too that in every country, because the Kim Jacobs Show streams on CTR Media Network, every country you have your own national suicide local hotline. So 988 may not work in the country that you're watching this particular broadcast. So keep that in mind. Okay.
So I don't know if you can see my t-shirt, but my t-shirt says my superpower is simple self-care. So
we're gonna put that front and center.
What's that?
We're gonna put you front and center, not me. I'm going to put myself front and center, but I'm gonna put you up there for a minute and see if I can. Oh, hey everybody, wait a minute. Okay, go ahead. What is it?
My superpower is simple self-care. And so because of being a mom, I ended up writing this book and creating sort of the concept of simple self-care. And real quick, all it is things that, like, the deep breathing is a perfect example that you can slide into your day at any time. I don't have to change my shoes. I don't have to change my clothes. I don't have to go to the gym. I don't have to take an hour out of my time. I can take 30 seconds.
Yes. That's good.
So even, if you enjoy, coffee or tea in the morning, like, just that first sip, just like really taste it, like, slow down and be more intentional.
That's good.
Movement is also very good. Like, I don't mind taking out the recycling or garbage, because in my mind, I'm getting a few extra steps. And you want to move. I just turned 60, for goodness sake. So, this is
amazing. That's right. She just celebrated a birthday, y'all, within this last week. So happy birthday to you, Rita Gonto. Happy birthday.
So, you look in the mirror and go, well, how did that happen? But it's about movement. Like, I don't recover. I'm a gym rat from way back when. I don't recover like I used to, but it's more stretching, flaxseed neck wraps on your neck from the microwave, like, all these little things. And we all have this beautiful self-care puzzle, and we need to figure out our pieces.
That's right. That's good.
Yeah. But reading, so other things you can do, reading scripture, praying, inspirational quotes, a mantra, positive affirmations, today's going to be a great day, or I love and approve of myself. Right. I'm safe where I am. I create my own security. I'm at peace with my own feelings, things that means something to you that you can repeat over and over again. Then it stops that negative soundtrack in your head, right? If you're like, oh, I'm so stupid, I'm not good enough. Well, no, I love and approve of myself. Right. Like, I can do this. You got this, girl, so there's so many little pieces to it.
That's good. This is good. I mean, this is some
Thanks,
incredible
Ella.
information. You have an event coming up too. And so I want to make sure that you tell people about that because based on everything you're saying, simple self-care. And I want you at some point to put it in the private chat so I can pull it over
Okay.
and put it up. But this is some great information that you're sharing. So at some point after this commercial break, we're going to hear how you can stay connected with Rita. Rita, put your contact information in the private chat, and then what event you have coming up so that people will be able to participate. Because if you're in the Charlotte and surrounding areas, you definitely want to connect with Rita Garnto and stay connected with her, and definitely utilize the mobile notary service of the Sunshine expert, Athena Robertson. You're definitely going to walk away not just with some signed documents, but you're going to also walk away with some extra joy in your life. I can guarantee you that. All right. Listen, let's put a photo up of the mom of one of our Freestyle Friday experts, Annetta Caldwell, sent in a picture of her and her mom. Happy Mother's Day to you, Annetta Caldwell's mom. And she is the Reinvent Yourself specialist here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So I just, throughout today's broadcast, we'll just pop some different photos up that's been sent in, and quite excited to be able to celebrate you all today as moms. Okay, talk to us a little bit, Natasha Halliday.
Hello. Hello. How are y'all doing?
How are you?
I am fantastic. Enjoying the sunshine, the warm weather.
No pun intended, right? Since we have a sunshine expert. All right, go ahead. Talk to us.
So you'd asked me to look at some mental health tips for mom, and I'm listening to Rita speak, and I'm like, ooh, she's speaking my language.
Yes.
I love it. I love what you brought up, Rita. It was, a lot of it was very congruent with some of the things that I wanted to bring. So one of the things I always suggest to people is think about, we are multifaceted beings, but sometimes our approach is singular. So let's not just approach it from, one space. I always say, think about mind, body, and soul. Mm-hmm. How are you going to attend to your mental health from all those aspects? And for mind, it's amazing how much what we think affects how we feel.
That's good.
So the first thing I ask people to do is examine your thoughts. What are you thinking? I know, especially in the age of social media, I talk to so many moms and they're like, I don't feel like a good enough mom because I see these posts. And I'm like, first of all, we post to show we're doing the most, but like, who lives like that every day?
No.
And they say that, what is it? Comparison is the something of thieves. I always forget.
It's not good. Whatever they say,
it's not good.
Comparison is just not something that should happen.
I say, ask yourself why you're comparing, because we compare usually from two places. The rare is that we compare from a place of superiority where we think we're better than, and we compare to prove it. But we often, most of the time, we compare from a place of inferiority. So we're already thinking we're not doing something well. Then we scan with a limited focus and we only zone in on the things that prove, yeah, see, I'm not the best mom. I'm not doing the most. I'm not cooking 7-course meals every day, right? God bless the moms who are, but most people are not doing that.
That's correct.
Right? Some days your socks matching is an accomplishment. It just depends on what's happening in that day.
Absolutely.
So pay attention to comparison. Pay attention to the thoughts that you're thinking and ask yourself, how else can I see this? If your filter is telling you, I'm not as good a mom, I'm not doing this well enough, how else can you see it? What's the evidence that goes against that?
That's right.
Your kids are happy. Why do you think you're such a bad mom? If they're thriving and they're doing well, what gives you that idea that you're such a bad mom? Because you didn't do something that another mom posted? First of all, we don't know what allowed them to be able to do that.
That's right.
Everybody's circumstance is different. Just like Rita said, everybody's the things that are stressing people are different. But to Rita's point, it has the same effect. Stress, we contain it in our bodies. And that's why I'm like, you can't just deal with, you have to think about your thinking, but then go to your body. And I love some of the self-care tips that Rita gave, because we want to honor the fact that we're holding stress in our bodies. So I always suggest to people, think about it like almost like a pitcher of water. Pour out the things that are not working, pour in the things that are working.
Good.
Right? Pour out stress by engaging in practices like being in nature, praying, meditating, journaling, whatever the things that help you release the things that are stressing you out, right? Using words to contradict that negative narrative that I'm not a good enough mother, I'm not doing this well enough, or whatever that thing may be that's happening in your mind. And practicing gratitude, focus on the good stuff. And one of the things I think, and I'm going to go back to social media, one of the things that happens is we compare sometimes looking at big picture things. Look at that family vacation. But most of our lives is everyday mundane tasks. So find the joy in washing the dishes, because you're blessed to have a place where you can wash dishes.
Where you can wash dishes.
Everybody's story. Find joy in the little things, because at the end of the day, it's the little things that culminate to the life that you live. We can't live all big moments. We couldn't sustain that level of adrenaline to have high, big moments all the time. So find something great in the things that are maybe not so quote unquote big. Thank you. I see Nicole's put it's comparison is the thief of joy. Thank you, Nikki. So thinking about, you're pouring out the things that are not serving you, but how do you pour in the stuff that does serve you? What are the things like the affirmations Rita mentioned? What are the statements that you can make to yourself that pour something in? When you're maybe at the stage of motherhood where you've got all people, all your kids are under 5 and you're like, I don't want to hear the wheels on the bus go round and round one more time, and you crave adult conversation. How do you schedule some of that so that maybe having a conversation at your intelligence level, that will feed your soul?
That's
but
right.
Paying attention to what do you need to receive, because mothers are always pouring out. But if you pour out and don't pour back in, then you're running on empty.
You're depleted.
This
And
is
you're
where moms burn out, right? And this is where moms start to feel inadequate, because it's easier for those thoughts to creep in that don't serve you when you're just running on empty. And chances are you don't need a 4-week vacation to feel completely replenished. You just need smaller moments to give yourself that acknowledgement that, you know what, this is tough. This is a lot to do. This is a lot to balance. That motherhood did not come with a handbook. And just like everybody else, you're figuring it out. No matter how many books you read, there's still going to be some days where you're like, I just don't know what the best choice is. And that's okay. You do the best you can with what you have, right? But keeping all those things in mind. If possible, take breaks where you can, right? And look at how to, one of the things that I've been talking a lot more with some of my friends about is how the concept of the village is, we're losing that, but the village served a purpose. I grew up in a 2-parent home and still went to spend weekends with my auntie, my sister and I.
Yes.
And my parents,
and it was
don't know what they were doing when we were away. That was between them. That was between grown folks. But they had a time to just be them, which I'm sure worked well for their own mental health and for their relationship. But who do you have in your life who can take the kids for 2 hours so that you can do something for yourself, or even better, not do anything?
Not do anything.
What
just
a concept, right?
Watch some Netflix and chill, like people say, relax.
Rita said naps are good. Naps are real good. I love me a nap.
Naps changed my whole life. Everything. I will get in a 10-minute nap. I'll lay down in my dress and just like this for about 10. It does not matter. And I'll wake back up, wash my face, and get going. Before you continue, Natasha, let me also take a quick break to say Sunshine Expert, who's going to have to leave in a few seconds because she's at work, everybody. So she is going to have a closing comment. I want to make sure she gets a quick moment, and then we're going to carry on with the rest of the show. Unmute yourself and then give you a quick comment, Sunshine Expert. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Oh, let me see if I can.
Can you hear me?
Now I muted you.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies. And remember just to breathe and smile and enjoy your weekend.
Yay. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day at work. Talk to you soon. Natasha, let's take a quick commercial break and we're going to come right back and hear your additional points. We will be right back, everyone, right after this commercial break. We'll be back. All right, everyone, we are back and we are talking with some of our Freestyle Friday experts and just sharing tips for mothers today. Lots of comments have come into the studio audience and we will get to some of those as well throughout the rest of today's broadcast. Go ahead and continue, Natasha.
Yes. So, some of the other things, ask for help when you need it. If you can, and be aware of where you can get it. Sometimes we get into doing so much on our own, we forget that there are actually places where we can access some of the help that we need. So ask for the help. If you're at the point where you feel you might benefit from therapy, engage in therapy. Get that going. The good thing about being able to do it online now, I have so many clients as a therapist who love that they don't have to foster in how to get childcare, taking time to drive to to the office where it's being held, driving home. So now it takes less time and it requires less things to figure out to make it happen.
That's right.
A lot of my clients feel now therapy is more accessible because they can do it online, right?
Good.
Do things. One of the things that I often suggest to people is, as you start to learn about what works well for you, think about it like having a custom design outfit. There are some things that work pretty well for most of us. Rita did breathing near the beginning. Most of us benefit from good, deep, full breaths. But what if that doesn't work for somebody? Then don't feel that there's something wrong with you. It's then what else can you access in order to foster your good mental health, right? So paying attention, checking in with yourself about what resonates with you about the techniques that you're learning and that you're trying. Get creative. Talk to other people. One of the things that I find so fascinating is how many times I've heard moms say, I wish I knew that. And they're talking about finding it out the hard way versus
from your life experience.
This is what happened. So let's be honest about where some of the things are challenging. The transparency fosters more people to be honest and to say, you know what, I really struggled at this part of motherhood. Or I found that, for Rita to be honest about having a period where her mental health was, declining and she was having suicidal thoughts, that kind of honesty might get somebody else to say, yeah, that was me too.
That's me too in that case. Right.
And then being able to have the conversations that lead them to getting the help that they need. Good. So take that risk and be transparent, because you don't know how you're helping others, but even in being honest about your own experience, you're helping yourself, right? Because we have to acknowledge where we're at and not, learning how not to judge ourselves. So I always say that think about one of the stresses of motherhood and many things in life is judging yourself. Am I doing this well enough? Am I doing this, am I doing a good job? And we hear all the time, don't judge yourself. But if we tell our brains, don't judge, and we offer no replacement, our brains go, well, I can't think of anything. I'm going to judge again.
Automatically, you want to go back to what I know.
So I suggest replacing the judgment with curiosity. It takes the load off. What have I learned about myself as a mom today? What have I learned about myself as a woman today? I learned that when I'm running on very little sleep, maybe my threshold is lower and I get a bit crankier. And so I snap a little bit easier, whatever that may be. But, having that ability to be honest with yourself about that stuff can be very helpful. And I said, you thinking about the body, and this one I feel like is a loaded comment, but can you get more sleep? And I say it like that because I know how many times that's not necessarily possible. But like you said, if she can take that cat nap, she's going to take that cat nap, right? Yeah. If you can get to bed a bit earlier, maybe the laundry can wait. Like the putting it away can wait till the next day, but you can get to bed a bit earlier, right? Thinking about that. What are we eating to support our bodies? Something as simple as drinking water, but what are we doing to support our bodies so that we don't necessarily feel as run down, because our bodies and our minds are so connected that what's happening in our bodies is going to affect what's happening in our minds. That's right. And then I said, think about soul/spirit. Like, if you have spiritual practices, engage in those spiritual practices, right? Rita mentioned reading the Bible, pray. For some people, being in nature is something spiritual to them. Meditate, whether that's just having that time to be quiet or meditating specifically in connection with what your spiritual practice is, right? Wow. But taking the time to feed your soul, feed your spirit, because any one of those places where we're running low is going to have an effect on other parts of us. And because we're faceted beings, it's important to remember to try to address each area of who you are.
Wow. These are just absolutely fabulous tips. Great self-care tips, great just motherhood tips, so that you're realizing that you're a mother that does not need to compare yourself to any other person that exists on this earth. Whatever is going to work for you works for you and your household. It may not be something that at all works for another household. It may actually be disastrous in another situation. So everything that you're sharing, they're great tips. How can people stay connected with you, Natasha?
So on social media, I'm at Natasha A. Halliday. So on IG, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, it's at Natasha A. Halliday. And my website is natashahalliday.com.
Okay, Natasha Halliday, HALLIDAY.com. And so you all make sure you stay connected with this mental health expert who frequents the Kim Jacobs Show, which we're honored to have you on here. So I'm super grateful that you took the time to be here today. Also, let's go to some of the virtual studio audience comments and see here. I see people saying happy Mother's Day. And happy birthday, Rita, my mom said. My mom said, and you said, thank you, thank you. Okay. All right. Comparison is the thief of joy, Natasha Halliday said. And let's see other comments that may have come in. Be grateful, find gratitude in the simple things. Yes. If we don't learn anything, we learned that definitely from Rita. That's some good stuff. Naps are good and allowed. Yes, yes. Cheers. Cynthia Lennox is going to be a new talk show host coming up soon. Says, cheers to you, amazing mothers. Do nothing moments are the best moments. And visit natashahalliday.com. Okay. All right. Listen, I have some more photos that I want to pop up of some of these moms out here. So let's see who this is. I have a whole lot of them. So that's Mackenzie and her mommy and Remy. Hey. All right. Beautiful picture. Thank you for submitting that, Mackenzie. Happy Mother's Day to your mom. Rita Gonto and her family. These are her two beautiful Joyce and her
my fur baby, our new fur baby. She's now like 11 months old, Kiko.
Adorable. Happy Mother's Day to you. Sincerely, Rita Garnt. I'm so proud that God made you a mother. I'm happy and honored about that. You all are giving great tips this morning, my mom said as well.
Thank you, Miss Ellen. Thank you for the birthday wishes.
Let's see. Other moms that have been popped on here. I see all kinds of pictures. I'm trying to make sure I don't leave. Oh, this is a one I want to pop up. I don't want to pop. I want to pop up all of them. So hopefully I get a chance to. Let's see. I'm going to pop a few more pictures up. And you all can unmute yourself too and say something while I'm pulling these pictures in. Rita, you definitely share.
I'd like to mention, self-care comes in all different forms. So tomorrow I'm having a Pamper Me, Pamper Mom, or Pamper You, Pamper Mom.
Yeah, let's put that up. Let's pop that up. Hold on.
It's an aromatherapy, make your own salt and sugar scrubs class. So it'll be in the Valentine area. We have probably about 10 seats left. I cap it off at 30.
That's in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, you guys.
Yes,
in case
ma'am.
y'all are wondering, where's Valentine? They'll be searching that in their countries. So anyway, it's in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. If you're anywhere near the Valentine area of Charlotte, North Carolina on tomorrow, Saturday, then this is where, or force yourself to be in the area so you can make some type of Pamper Me aromatherapy salt and sugar scrub. She's doing a whole workshop on it and giving $10 off. So where do they go?
So if you go to my website, simpleselfcare.net, you'll find it under self-care experiences. And there's a link on there, and you can just click on that and register, or you could email me or text me or call me. And so we have, like I said, a few seats left. We also have 4 different self-care sponsors tomorrow. My title sponsor is BW Sweets. They will be providing sweets and treats. And it's just a whole experience, a whole afternoon starting at 1:30. And you leave. We're also making room sprays. So, and door prizes. And it's just, a good time, sense of community, and just some laughs, and you learn something. So
that's going to be so awesome. And Rita clearly knows how to have fun, you guys. So you don't want to miss that. She knows how to make it a fun experience. 704-564-2055 if you want to reach out to her directly, or go to simpleselfcare.net. Simpleselfcare.net. That is great. Let me pop some more pictures up here to honor some more moms from people that sent pictures in. Let's see. Oh, Cassandra Davis, Lady Cassandra Davis. She helps tremendously with the Kim Jacobs Show. So you all get to see these beautiful flyers and things and all kind of work that she does behind the scenes as a mom herself. And also, this is her and her siblings and her dad honoring her mom's legacy, Miss Layla Mae Williams. So, Miss Williams. All right. Very honored to have that photo here. Let's see who this is. Is that you, Natasha?
That is me and my mama.
Awesome. That's a younger picture of you too, huh?
That is probably 4 or 5 years ago. It's
Okay.
hard to get a picture of my mom. She doesn't like to take pictures.
Oh, that's funny. How many of you in the studio audience have moms that be like, you better not take my photo? Because there are moms like that. I had an aunt like that. All of the photos were sneak photos, like of her sideways. Like, that's so bizarre. Let's see. This is Vicki L. Evans, who is one of our experts that wears many hats. And her mom. Yes, that's her and her mom there. And she just celebrated her birthday as well, Vicki L. Evans. And she went to pay tribute to her mom. So I just want to say, hey, Vicki. All right. Let's see. And being a mom is my greatest pride. My mom says, she loves being a mom.
Aw.
And my mom, I'm telling you, she's like, she could be everybody's mom because she's sincerely so compassionate and so loving and has everyone's best interest at heart. She's the best mom a person could ever ask for. Let me see if I have like a few pictures here too of my own mom. I'll pop up. Any other comments or questions or thoughts coming in? Keep the comments coming, and Natasha and Rita answer them if you see them while I'm popping these pictures in. Or read them for me.
This one says, well, I think you read that. Mackenzie, I love being a mama, and it's definitely the best thing.
Excelente, Mackenzie. Happy Mother's Day. Go ahead. You read them, please.
Happy Mother's Day to all. I enjoyed this. Time for a nap. That's my friend. Enjoy your nap.
That's my own heart, Nicole.
At least wait about 7 more minutes for you. Come on now. Stay with us for a few minutes. This is me and my mom, just so you all
get a beautiful picture. Look at that. The beautiful blue dress.
Y'all coordinating your royal blue.
Yeah, we went to an all blue event. And actually, this was a red kind of event here that we went to.
Aww.
Beautiful pictures.
Together. And this is my brother and our mom as well.
Very nice.
And another brother of mine and our mom.
Your mama don't look old enough to have y'all. Oh, she looks so good.
My mom looks amazing.
Miss Ella, you watching? You look good.
Yeah, actually, my mom, she has one of the most compassionate hearts that I believe a person could ever have. And she had double bypass heart surgery. Oh, wow. And so God has really given her a new lease on life. So what she does is she actually writes handwritten cards on behalf of business owners and people that want to just stay connected with their loved ones, but may be too busy to do it. She has Ella's compassionate heart. And so if anybody's ever interested in having her send out letters on behalf of your company and help you stay connected with your clients, your friends, your family members, she does that as a service. So keep that in mind. And it's beautiful. Her penmanship is gorgeous. So, all right. Any closing comments, Rita? Say something.
Well, I always like to end with this quote, take care of your body. It's the only one you'll ever own. And, you are worth it. It's just keep that in mind. You are enough. You are worth it. And, keep making yourself a priority with simple self-care.
Yes. It's funny for Mackenzie to be saying this because she's a Caucasian lady, right? And so she's like, she's a white girl, right? And so she's like, oh, black don't crack. So she's saying it in the back office there. That's funny. Anyway, great, funny comment.
That is funny.
This is also my sister and our mom. Yes.
I love that she's wearing her tiara.
My mom always gives kisses on the cheek with red lips and stuff. So
you can see on the other cheek, there's like,
yeah, it's always red lip print. So we did a whole themed party for my mom and with all kissy lips. So that's what that's about. Yeah. I wanted to make sure I did not leave out any photo that was sent to me. So please say a closing comment as well, Natasha.
So I want to wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day. I'm also going to say happy birthday to my mother, whose birthday was on Tuesday. She falls close to Mother's Day. And my last mental health tip is something that I learned from my own mama. And whenever you can, infuse laughter into your life. My mother has the gift of making people laugh. And when I go to visit my parents, because they live out of town, I feel like I'm stepping onto the set of a sitcom and I do nothing but laugh because they're so funny. But like I said, wherever you can, infuse some laughter into your life. It'll take the edge off of some of the stress that we experience in everyday life. So that's my last tip. Happy Mother's Day to everyone.
This is just great, everybody. And I think that we learned so much today from everything that's been shared. So I hope that these tips just make your life a little bit easier than, yeah, it's just a lot easier actually. And that you're able to apply these things. I do want to put up a picture of my great grandmom, I have several pictures, but I want to definitely put one up of Dr. Lotus Richey is coming in and her mom. This is my great grandmother. She was only 4'6", and this woman lived to be 96 years old and had 23 children. So back in the day, that's what the focus was clearly replenishing the earth, right? So that's pretty interesting. I cannot imagine having 23 children. How many children do you all have in the studio audience? If you are a mom and you want to share, please share that. And definitely, I want you to know, Natasha and Rita, that you are free to pop off because it is 12:03. If you want, you're welcome to. And I like to honor the time. But I definitely will not close out today's show without sharing these last few pictures that I do have that's coming in. And I want to honor them for taking the time to do so. So I hope this special edition of the Kim Jacobs Show, you will be able to stay on with me for a few more moments. But if you ladies have to
run, but
yes,
happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Kim.
Great
Thank you,
day.
Hi, y'all.
You
Happy
are
Mother's Day.
amazing. So let me go ahead and put you all backstage so you're not having to feel like you're leaving because it's time to go. So I'm gonna put you backstage. Thank you. And I also want to thank you, Natasha, for being here today. And I'll put you back.
I was just saying thanks for having me and happy Mother's Day to you, Kim.
Thank you for the wonderful tips that you shared. I'm gonna put you backstage. Thank you. She's amazing. Both of them are. And I'll put this around my frame and only a few more photos that I'm gonna be popping up here to honor those that took the time today to send them in. And if you want to pop on screen with me for a few minutes before I close out, feel free to utilize the link that I put in the broadcast. And I'm downloading because it's been a lot of photos been sent in, but I'm downloading these photos and we're going to, what we're going to do? We're going to take one quick commercial break and then come back and share the final photos. So let's see. Yeah, we're going to play Silver Shield Security. We'll be right back.
I have peace of mind with Silver Shield Security, which has been protecting my family and home, along with servicing the Carolinas for over a decade. Silver Shield Security knows the importance of convenience and safety. Whether you live in an apartment, a home, or run a business, they are here to protect you from unwanted intrusions and fires. Call now at 704-440-4688 or visit the website at www.silvershield-security.com. You can use my promo code #ToneX and get 1/2 off your installation price. Don't forget to ask about the new no money down options. Let Silver Shield Security help to give you peace of mind, just like me and my family, and keep your business safe.
All right, everyone, we are back, and I want to pop these few more photos up and make sure that we honor all of the mothers that people sent photos in to represent here on the Kim Jacobs Show in honor of Mother's Day. We don't take it for granted, and we are honored to salute mothers this year. So let's see. I see another photo that came in from April. April Chavez sent a photo in, and I also see, let's see. Okay, that's her and her girls, and I see that over there, and also see another photo of her and her family. So thank you so much, April Chavez, who's the host of the Wellness Driven Life Show. Make sure you all check that out as well. And I also want to let you all know that I do have a book called Extreme Balance Makeover. And it's how people balance all different aspects of their lives. And for any mother that gets this book, it is a great read because it's tips that I've shared as the balance expert over the years that I was working with NBC to be able to provide balance tips to the community. And those tips, I compiled them in the book, Extreme Balance Makeover. And so you'll be able to get your copy of that at Kimjacobsshow.com, Kimjacobsshow.com. And I have a photo here that was sent in from Dr. Lotus Richey. And let's put that beautiful photo up of her and her mommy, her and her mom. Hello, Dr. Lotus Richey's mom, Miss Mary. It's a pleasure to have you featured today on the Kim Jacobs Show. Now, the way the pictures fit, they fit in the middle if there's like 2 or 3 guests. But that is such a nice photo, and want to just take a moment to acknowledge Dr. Lotus Richey from the Lotus Richey Ignites show. Her mom transitioned from this earth. And so I wanted to just acknowledge and celebrate her and her mom today. All right. I hope I didn't. If I did leave anybody out, it is definitely not. Oh, there's another person, Miss Catherine. Catherine Lawrence, who was a guest on the show yesterday. She sent in a photo of her and her mom. So let me see if I can find that as well. I have them all downloaded, but I can't tell who's who. And it's like, let's see. I see all of these wonderful photos, but I don't know which one is which. Okay, let's see. I hope I did not leave anybody out. No, I did not leave. Oh, here's one. Felinda Farley. Felinda Farley sent in a photo as well. And I see you, Felinda Farley, beautiful mom of this gargantuan tribe. We celebrate you and your family today. And I see you being honored in such a beautiful, beautiful family. Happy Mother's Day to you. And I did get a photo from Catherine, and I don't want to disconnect without making sure I put that photo up as well. So let me go back and see if I can find that for 1 second. And in the meantime, if you all have any questions or comments, please put them in the chat and I will do everything I can to address it. But we're going to show this last photo. Yes, I want to show this photo right here. And beautiful, beautiful photo. And see if we can get this in the portal. Download it right quick. You can only download a certain amount. So it's like you can't download but so many at one time. That's what happens, right? So let's see if I can get this pulled in. And this is Catherine Lawrence. And yes, Catherine Lawrence and her family is featured here with her mom and children. And so I wanted to make sure that I put that up in honor of her mom and their family. Happy Mother's Day to you, Catherine, and the wonderful information that you shared on yesterday regarding African American nutrition and how advantageous it is for us to be able to know how nutrition can benefit us in our lives. Okay. So this is awesome. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Benita says, I think I got everyone that sent a photo in. Any closing comments from people? I don't want to miss anything. Oh, Benita says she has 2 children. My mom says I have 4 children. It's always great to hear your talks. That's what Allison said. Happy Mother's Day, my mom said to everyone. And just lots of shout outs. Did I put everybody up here? I think I did. I may have. Trust me. Do not text me or email me or say, well, you forgot, because I promise you, it's sincerely, if that's the case, it is definitely not intentional in any way, shape, or form, because I would never intentionally not recognize someone. But I want to make sure that I get, I definitely wanted to put that in that picture. And it was one more. I think I'm not going to get all my photos in there, but it's okay. I'll put these up. And it was one more. I'm going to show you all. Y'all are kind of seeing the behind the scenes. This is my grandmom as well, Mother Thomasina Clark. And she passed away recently, but this woman was a firecracker. And she was like, oh, you're going to call me Mother T. Mother T. And this woman was one of the charter basketball players at Bethune-Cookman College in the 1940s, and my grandmom that God blessed me to have. And this is also one of my grandmothers as well. And she owned property when she never made hardly anything, but she owned like a whole strip of houses. And I like to just acknowledge my grandma and Key as well. So I didn't get a chance to acknowledge every person that I would love to honor today, but if I did not personally say your name, know that we honor and we celebrate you and we salute you. And thank you to all of those that were able to send in a photo. And thank you to all of the church mothers that are out there. Every church has mothers, right? Make sure you celebrate your church mothers. I love our church mothers. You all are amazing blessings and well beyond the church walls. You all are a blessing. So thank you for allowing God to let you be a mother to the whole congregation, wherever you're serving, and know that you're so valued and needed. All of your aunties, your grandmas, I wanted to put up my mother-in-law and tell her happy Mother's Day as well. I was looking for this picture. That's why I was like, I'm not getting off till I find my picture, but I wanted to just say happy Mother's Day to her also. I am honored that God has blessed me with so many wonderful women in my life. For every sister that I have, for every friend that I have that's a mother, for every church member that's a mother, for every cousin that's a mother, you name it. I love all of you all. And I celebrate you all today. Happy Mother's Day to you, all of you that's watching. Have a great day and enjoy your well-deserved holiday weekend. All right. All right, everybody. Take care. I love you. And I'll see you again on next week. 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You want to know how you can pour into the Kim Jacobs Show? The information is there below. And I am so honored that you tuned into today's episode. Have a great one, everybody. Bye-bye. This was awesome. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.